Fisherman, how are you? This is another video I've done at home. I've just had a failed fishing session. I went to go after work, had 2 casts on low rod and it was pitch black. Couldn't do anything. So it spurred me on after speaking to a work colleague as well, who is interested in this as well. So I thought, why not just do a video? And I mean a proper video about it. Right, so basically I want to talk to you about the beginner's guide to lure fishing and spinner fishing. This is to everything I say now should get you going. So a lot of pressure. I've put a lot of thought into this. I kept thinking, I filmed this 7 times because I keep forgetting things. But literally this is going to be all the accessories I take. This is absolutely everything I take lure fishing with me. So fingers crossed it goes well. So it's not going to be in a top 10 or whatever. This is literally everything you need to be able to go fishing in the UK on a club water or a normal water. Just everything. So without further ado, let's begin. First things first, and more important, I don't care what anyone says, you can bitch and moan about this all you want. There's been forums and forums and forums I've read about this. This piece of it is get your license. This is a very old license. This is a 2018 license. Just get one. Just get. It's the law. It don't cost you a lot. It lasts a year. Get covered. That is the most important thing. Get that. Get legal, and then you don't get fined when you eventually, after 10 years of fishing, actually encounter an EA officer, which it took me 14 years of fishing to see an EA officer. So it winds me up, but it's the law. Just get your license, alright? And the next thing is do your research. I'm not going to advertise because I'm not paid or anything like that, but do your research, find out your local waters, and if there is a club, get the relevant permits. Get the permits, do not poach. It's stupid. Be normal, don't poach, don't steal fish. Keep everything legal for the future of fishing, because all it takes is the minority. We all know, no matter what stuff is going on, the minority ruins it for the majority. So get your licenses and get your permits. There's no excuse. There's no excuses. Right, so now all the boring paperwork stuff's out of the way. Let's start actually getting into stuff I take. So the first thing I actually take in my bag with me, and it's a vital bit of kit, is polarized sunglasses. They are an absolute vital tool. Any fisherman what fishes out these is basically fishing blind. You can sight fish with these amazingly. These are prescription. These cost me a lot of money, but you can buy them very cheap. Prescription sunglasses are a vital tool for anyone's fishing, especially spinning fishing, because you're going to be targeting, and it's almost going to be like roving and stalking. So get them Polaroids on, get targeting them fish, and catch more fish. Another thing I take with me, like I said to you, this is going to be detailed. This is a complete beginner's guide of what stuff I take. A cap. I take a cap to get the sun out of my eyes. Also it helps on spotting fish as well. I don't have to sit there like that squinting if I ain't got my glasses on me, which you should always have. I told you how much of a vital tool it is. But a cap protects your head. Even a beanie hat in the winter if you're going for pike. Keep a cap. Get all the sun off your eyes, all that stuff. But yeah, another little vital piece of kit. Speaking about unhooking fish, a decent pair of pliers. My child is talking to me. A decent pair of pliers. These are a long set. You can get sponsored brands if you want to. I just got some from a hardware shop. I went for sort of like a tool version, not a sort of medical version or the fishing version, because I wanted something which was strong. And these ones I found have been absolutely vital, and they clip in a nice little carry case on the side of my bag, and I carry these absolutely everywhere. They are absolutely a vital piece of equipment. Now you've got things to unhook your fish. Now you want to obviously weigh your fish. Scales, these are the Corum's one, and a weigh sling. This is quite a big weigh sling. This is actually a carp weigh sling, but it does roll up nice and tight. You can get like the Corum one to match your scales. Not sponsored again. or you can get any lightweight sort of mesh sling to weigh your fish, because obviously at the end of the day we want to weigh them and we want to see how big they were. So yeah, scales and a weight sling. You bored yet? I'm not. Right, so another vital piece of kit, what I always see on the forums, the old mat police I watcher, is get an unhooking mat. My one is just a rollable one, you can clip on something. I got it from just a tackle shop. I don't know, I think it's like Chubb or something. Get them as low as a tenner. You can get them like cradles and stuff like that, but to be honest, you don't really want to carry that while lure fishing. You want to keep it all condensed. And by the way, everything I carry all goes into my bag. So I will show you at the end, all clipped together and stuff like that. So, but yeah, a mat is very, very important for when you're unhooking fish. Another vital bit of kit I take with me, and you can get these for as low as 30 quid and as high as 100 quid, what I've seen, and that is a collapsible landing net. This one just clips on my bag. It's a trout net. I got it from a shop in Reading. It wasn't a sports shop or anything like that, but Fox Rage do a mental one which is rubberized as well. Not sponsored, I'm not sponsored by any brands like I said, but yeah, get a decent landing net. Right, that's pretty much all the sort of accessory style, like the accessory side of things. And I say accessory side of thing because you could do without the scales really, but I think I'll find them sort of like a thing decent to carry because you want to know your fish. The only things I wouldn't do without out of the accessories is the landing net, the unhooking mat, the forceps and the polarized glasses. Them ones are vital. I think they're absolutely vital for when you're fishing, and never ever leave home without them. Right, let's start talking about the business ends. As you can see there in the corner down here, I've got them all stacked up, so we'll start looking at the businesses of what's going on. Right, I have two different setups here. Okay, so basically I carry both. This one is a lightweight, medium to lightweight perch rod, possibly Zander rod in the future depending on if I ever find any, because I just can't catch them. And this one is my pike setup. This one is a medium grading, and I have this with I think, I can't remember even I would go with sort of 20-25 pound line on it in mono. That's what just because I cope better on the bait caster with that. And then this one I've got 9 pound braid on. Okay, that's purely because I can't cast with braid because I'm absolutely useless with the bait caster, and that one is because I want that almost direct contact with the light stuff because it's so light in the water. So the braid works well with connecting straight to it. So the rods itself, they're both 7 foot. This one is Shimano set. This is a Shimano 1000. So it's a 1000 size reel with a 7 foot rod, Shimano abbreviated handle, as you can see there. I've also got the 9 pound braid. That is perfect size for any sort of light species like perch, small zander, jack pike, predatory chub. That stuff will see you through all that. This one is a medium to slightly heavy ugly stick, and that is a Cast King bait caster. This was a gift to me, and I've used it ever since I've got it. I've caught, I think my largest of this was a 17 pound pike of his, and it handled it no problem at all. So do not underestimate the ugly stick. They are a really, really cool rod, and Shimano speaks for itself. They, well, they've been around for decades, so try them out. Right, should we look at some jellies and some lures and stuff? So this is one of my numerous little boxes I carry in my bag in here. So when I talk about jellies for the perch rods and stuff like that, I use sort of things like this. This is what I use for a perch. This is a perch imitation jig. I find that perch absolutely love their cells and they're cannibalistic, and I've got slightly bigger ones. These are very, very cheap ones. I even got in some, again these are not sponsored, but I got these today, perch and pike imitations. I'm going to give them a go. And basically my go-to lure is a soft plastic. So what I mean by soft plastic, you can either get them in the form of just a rubber fish, like so, or you can get them in the form of, say, you can get them in the forms of like worms. You can get them all sorts. So you can get them all sorts. So I've got things like creature baits, which are little lobsters. I've got spiky jigs. I've got normal shads. See, this is like another go-to. I would go to, like, if I've got a really hard water. These ones are the Fox Rage Xander Pros. These are amazing, amazing shads. And then I've got them in fluoros as well. So experiment when you come to the soft plastics. Get what works for you. I've also got like my favourite one, which I go to for pike if it's a hard water, is this one. This one's been used a lot. The eyes are all coming off it and stuff like that. And this is a pike replica fantail, and it's just got a 10-gram jig head on that, and it's a weedless jig head as well. So a plastic like fin comes along there and stops all the weed hooking into it, but the pike can attack. But yeah, that one has saved a lot of blanks for me. I need to actually top up on these because they are fantastic. And the soft plastics can go right up to the big jigs, which I would use like a 20 ounce 20 gram jig on. And again, I have these in like little folders, by the way. And then big pike replicas. These are still classed as small to some people, believe it or not. There is bigger lures out there, but I just don't bother at the moment. I can't afford 20 quid on the lure. But yeah, right, so that's soft plastics covered. Let's go on to surface lures. Sorry, before I go on to surface lures, just want to show you this one. This is another one what saved my skin a few times, and that is a segmented Fox Rage Roach. Amazing, amazing rubbers. I've also got minnow replicas. That's a Xander Pro again, just a lovely little shad. Trout replicas, and even goldfish replicas for them really, really murky water days. But let's get actually onto surface lures now. So the main surface lure I use, and I'll try and incorporate some footage of a surface take or something, is what they call poppers. And the way they work, they pop on the surface and they got an immense rattle, and they're just like tiny little chode style lures. They've got like a real big mouth on the front, and they sort of just whistle through the water. You've got like, this is like the iconic coloration. You see that on the Rapala games. I've not actually caught off it though. The main one I catch off is the ones I always catch off are like the natural ones. So, but yeah, that's poppers. That's sort of the main surface lure. But there's another surface lure I have been trying. So this other lure I've been trying in another style of surface lure is a rat. Yeah, I've been trying this bad boy out. I was trying it out today. I'll be honest, I couldn't get on with it. The way it was sort of like going in the water, it just weren't doing it for me. I probably weren't working it right. I will give it a go, maybe in an urban setting, but I just thought, because I'm a pest controller, I just thought, let's try a dead rat. Alright, but that's another type of service where they do this particular brand. I think it's Fox again, the Fox Rage. Oh no, Savage Gear. Sorry, this one. They do bat imitations, they do duck imitations, they do frog imitations. Knock yourself out. Let's talk about crankbaits. I don't really want to go too much into detail with the crankbaits because I don't know much about them. I don't really use them, but I've got a few just in case. It's got a nice little rattle in it. They sort of like weave and bob in the thing, but these work mainly by how much you do movement in the rod itself, and you've got to like twitch it and make it move like that. This one is a booyah. I got it from a car boot, funny enough. Yeah, you just twitch it and make it move and jerk. hence the name jerkbait. But yeah, they're basically just like a floating lure. The more you reel them, they sort of like move. Let's talk about shallow sinkers. This is another form of plastic bait. Ouch, 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 ouch. Shallow sinkers, these two here, Pound World, Rapala. £1, 13 quid. That's just a taster. If you're gonna get started in this, but look at the difference. Holographic, much more sturdier, got a nice rattle to it, 3 hooks as well. Beat up, but look at the difference. Look at all the pike damage. That just says it all. I'm not going to say no more about that. I'll let you lot debate. But if you're going to start and you're going to go with these hard plastics and shallow cranks and stuff like that and shallow divers, get a bolt cheap until you get used to it. Find out what works for you, then invest once you're committed. Deep diver lures is the only one I've got, and it works so well for perch. It's this tiny little thing. It's the only one I've got, but this dives so deep, and it yeah, perch absolutely love it. It cost me like 15p about 10 years ago, so yeah, just not sometimes the most subtlest, mankiest looking lure works. It just works. So yeah, don't ever underestimate them. Looks can be deceiving. How deep divers works basically, the more you they've got a bigger vein on the front. The more you wind in, the deeper they go in the water. Just want to clarify that as well. Same with shallow divers. And they've got a small fin, and they sort of stay in the upper layers of the water. Spoons and spinners, don't need to say much more. That's a spoon. It's just a bent bit of metal. You reel through the water and pop it and stuff. It flashes in the water. It works itself. Same with spinners. You just reel them, they flash in the water. You can buy these like 20 on eBay for like £5. So knock yourself out on that, and just use what works for you. This is my messy jig box. These are my jig heads. I'm gonna go through them briefly because there's so much stuff you can go through these. It's more experiment what works for you. But basically I balance mine on about 10 ounces. That's what I tend to use for all my fishing really, because that's the size of hook I use as well. I think it's like a 2.0 or something, I don't know. Not off the top of my head, but yeah, find out what jigs work, jig heads work for the lures you're using, and the weight. Balance the weight and the hook size to the jig you're using, and the water you're fishing. So if it's a river, go slightly heavier. If it's a lake, you don't really necessarily need to. That's just one I use in particular. It's not like a bottom basher bait thing, so it sort of bounces on the bottom, and there's a hole in the top there. You put a plastic fin in, and what it does, it makes it weedless. These I've got 7 gram, 10 gram, 12 gram fluoros. They just make it a bit more enticing. And then I've got right down to sort of 5 gram, right down to sort of like 2 gram. And this is for like more like drop shotting. But yeah, experiment with sizes, with the size of the bait, the hook with the size of the bait. Look into stingers as well. I don't really use them, so I'm not going to mention it because I don't really know how to use them. But basically, they're just a trailing hook on the rubber bait. But I don't use them, so I can't comment on it. While we're on the end tackle side of it, we're nearly there, guys. We are really nearly there. Traces I use, I think these are 18-inch long. Very nice traces, these ones. I brought these recently. I'm just trying them out. I've never used them before. They're very nicely fused. You haven't got that stray bit of cable there. Nice big swivels to a nice big quick change link. They are a bit, they're silver, they're not coated. I would like them a bit coated, but you never know. We'll see how they go. Traces are a must if you're fishing for pike. Please don't be one of them guys who fish with fluorocarbon, like high weight or high fixed diameter fluorocarbon. They will eventually cut through it. Braid is a little bit better. If you're going to go with braid, go with a coated braid and go with a stupidly high poundage. When I was using it, I was using like £80 braid. Even then I was finding it was fraying. So after speaking with my mate at work, I'm going back to traces, and I will always be using traces. So if you're pike fishing, traces. If you're perch fishing, target perch. Don't and ah about it. Target them, like either drop shotting or micro lures, like with the Shimano size stuff. You could probably get away with a fluorocarbon leader, but there is always that risk that you're going to hook a jack and possibly get snapped off. So it's worth just getting straight. They're 50p each, 20p each. You could get like 100 for a fiver on eBay. So always get a trace. A bag. This is a Savage Gear. I think this is small. This fits 3 of these cases. So 3. I love Savage Gear stuff, I'm not even going to lie. 3 of them cases and 3 wallets, which I put all my bigger soft plastics in. It has the real nice side grip pocket for my forceps. I'll show you how that goes. I'm going to edit this out. So yeah, it just fits in nicely like that. Does get a bit weighty sometimes. It's got the bungee cord on the top. That's where I put all my mat slings, stuff like that. These little loops, I think they're for rods and stuff, but I just put my scales attached to them. Jigs go in the front. All the other stuff on the side, and then that bigger. See, I've got all my stuff on the top there, and then the cases go in the bottom. So yeah, worth the buy. That's my bag. Finally, last but not least, a phone and or camera. So this is my phone. It's a Sony something or other. I like it because it's got that live focus now. So my pictures are going to look absolutely amazing. Also tell everyone where you're going. Keep your phone on you just in case you get robbed or whatever. You go get abducted by aliens. And also it'd be nice to take pictures to share with me. So yeah. Quick ending because I've used all my battery on my camera. Hope you enjoyed this. Please give me feedback if you think there's anything I missed. And then going forward, I will try and do other stuff and actually get out fishing. But it's an absolute nightmare at the moment. Stay safe and all that stuff. And I'll definitely see you on the bank sometime.